Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kapadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in his gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. It says executive order signed by Trump so far. 2025 list. As they said that he signed over 200 executive orders. I was watching post-inauguration when the press was in the White House or in the Oval Office, and he was basically answering questions. And I guess one of his secretaries was handing him the pamphlets, and he would sign off the signatures. And basically he assigned certain mandates into play. And basically what happened was the guy was telling him what this is, and this is the bill of this, and this is the bill of that, this is this is that. Because ultimately he have people that tell him what he's signing. When in reality of it is, they say an idiotic person would sign something before reading it, right? Most people sign things and don't know what it consists of, but you have to believe through some type of diligent effort that he understood what he was signing, even if before his inauguration, his plan of detail, so to speak, was mapped out, and they probably went through certain things and said, well, look, this is this is that. So pretty sure he had an idea on what he was signing. But regardless of it, this man signed over 200 executive orders, and a lot of people are pissed off about it. All right, mainly for this Department of Efficiency or Efficacy or some shit. I think it's Department of Efficiency, which Elon Musk would be the task head over that particular department. And already they have 3 federal lawsuits coming against him in his department already, all right? Which I don't really know what that whole department entails, but I'm pretty sure it got something to do with AI and innovations of this whole Neuralink / AI systems. I say it that way, because within the realm of AI, everything is possible. From the institution and the MOTB, which I believe that Department of Efficiency will focus more on that aspect of it, okay? Because when you think of something efficient, you think of something that's thorough, well planned out, very detailed, elaborate, and also quick, fast paced. As you remember, Trump was talking about Operation Warp Speed over 4 years ago, all right? So anyway, it says executive orders signed by Trump so far, and they give a whole list. It says Donald Trump, which this is a real shit show, man. It's very comical, but we believe through the Spirit that Trump is going to be the man that institute the mark. Because I was watching Apostle Tahar's video when he mentioned that he had a vision or a dream that the chip was made mandatory. I didn't finish it all, but the chip was made mandatory. And hey, he's a man that say he don't really get a lot of dreams. So the Lord gave him that dream for a reason. And we believe through the Spirit that Trump or Nero will be the one that institutes the mark. Salaki, it's kind of cold in here. But it says here, Donald Trump immediately got to work in signing executive orders once he took office as the 47th president of the United States. It says during his inauguration, a 78-year-old Republican, and he's old as hell, man. So it's like, he's in there for a particular purpose. Okay, he's in a purpose to get things cracking and getting things up and moving, and kudos, because he's a man that's 78 on the verge of 80. You could tell he's not really healthy. He's physically out of shape. He at the end of the day, he just basically putting the pen to the paper. All right, so the elites can use him for a particular ordeal. But it says here, during the inauguration of the 78-year-old Republican, celebrated his second presidential term alongside family members and celebrity performers, which this guy Nelly and all these other celebrities are getting all types of kickback because they went to perform for Trump, which you dumb bullet head Negroes are going to find out. None of these presidents or even Esau in that nature have your best interests. Okay, everybody was jumping down Jake's throat when they started to switch over from Biden to Trump, but Biden ain't do nothing for you Jakes either, man. But because the women voted blue based on the emotional preference, then you've gotten a third degree, which Trump ain't for you Jakes either. Okay, like you got this meatball head Negro by the name of Anton Daniels, which he secretly watches our videos, man. All right, but you got that bullet head Negro that's all on Trump's jockstrap, or basically sucking his rod because, you know, he believes that Trump is going to be innovative in the realm of millionaires, which you've gotten your millions by inheritance, bro. You're not like you're not a, how can I say, you're not a pristine type worker, bro. All right, and it's one thing I hate about Jake. Jake, they like to perpetrate a lot. You know, the Negro will hit the lottery for $1 million or $2 million, and he'll act like he got that shit off the block, like he was out there selling dope or something, or he was, you know, he came up with some type of magic formula to get quick rich scheme, and now all of a sudden he's a kingpin. When yet, nigga, you hit the lottery, man, off that lucky ass ticket you got from 7-Eleven, bro. Get out of here with that. But you Jake's getting ready to find out too, man, that putting your faith in this system in Egypt, there's gonna be to your destruction and to your shame. And we've warned you about that. You see? But it says here, alongside family members, it says, but shortly after his January 20th swearing-in ceremony, Trump signed dozens of executive orders, some of which undid Joe Biden's administrative work. It says, here is a list of orders that he signed, and some of them stood out. Like, okay, it says to reinstate the name Mount McKinley, to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which I don't know how they gonna fare with that. All right. And then when they mentioned, they was like, well, when it comes to that, is there going to be some type of military invasion or something like that? And I don't think he was necessarily talking about throughout the Gulf of Mexico, but he said whatever it was, it's not off the table. Also, the mass deportation, he said, look, don't worry about when, we just going to get it done. So you better believe that there are silent raids in these cities deporting these migrants, and you got a lot of these guys that self-deporting themselves as well because, hey, the ICE is coming for them, right? But it reads here, it says, labeling cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, which we know the cartels are in tandem with the CIA. It says to end diversity, inclusion, and equity hiring in the federal government. And that pissed off a lot of people because you got pastors talking about have mercy on the LGBTQ community. Wait a minute, man. If you're a pastor, you're supposed to condemn that behavior. That's biblical. So where are your so-called Christian principles at if you're claiming to believe, professing God-believing Christians or whatever you want to call it? I thought that the Bible condemns the act of homosexuality, according to Leviticus, Leviticus 20 and 13, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 20 and 13. And also Romans, the 1st chapter, 2 Corinthians, when it goes into no effeminate should inherit the kingdom of God. So these behaviors are supposed to be flat out condemned, but yet you're asking for mercy for a bunch of funny people. Hell no, man. It's time you people getting ready to get straight up bulldozed as well, man, because you've been getting a lot of pats on the backs for your wickedness. Like, I work with this dude. He's one of the team leads, and everybody loves him because he's a fucking mo. You see what I'm saying? It's to the crazy. It's funny how you got women out here. It's like they act like they want to sleep with the moles more than other men do, man. The other mo men. It's kind of crazy, man. It's like, how can a man that don't even like women like that get so much box thrown at him by other women? And it's because the women are degenerates, man. And that's how diseases spread. You know, and it's just the fact, it's just a man parading like a woman. It does something to these women, man. I don't know. It's all kinds of fucked up. It's crazy. I never was able to wrap my hand around it. But this world have a real issue with manly men. This is why this whole inclusion, diversity stuff, people are bucking up against it now. People don't want them people around their kids, man. But anyway, it says the temporary withdrawal of all areas on the outer continental shelf of offshore wind leasing, which I'm not really familiar with that. It says the revocation of any active or current security clearances by the former intelligence officials involved with inappropriate political coordination with the 2020 Biden campaign and John R. Bolton, to grant pardon to January 6 rioters, which that was all a movie script, man. Anybody that still believes in this here, literally you need your head examined, because they had actual footage of people just walking through there. Like, wasn't no craziness going on. All right. That was all propped. You see? But it says to evaluate the United States foreign aid, to declare national emergency, restore accountability for career senior executives, to promote beautiful federal civic architecture, which nobody wants your Confederate statues, bro. To restore the death penalty in the United States. Okay? So that's the point. Now it says United States citizenship does not automatically extend to people born in the U.S. So a lot of you Northern Kingdom Jakes that came over here, man, whether you had citizenship or visa for 15 years, hey, if they deem to deport you, they can get you up out of here. This is why Issachar is quiet now, man. You know, a lot of these Issacharite women that came over here and wanted to be the Edomite woman, a lot of you are taking a pacifier to the mouth now. A lot of you are quiet, twiddling your thumbs, man. And this is why a lot of you didn't want Trump in office, because, you know, he didn't really care for you too much, man. You know, but so be it. You know, at the end of the day, this shit is getting ready to collapse. Don't let these policies fool you to make you think that America is getting ready to be a great again. No, America is getting ready to be a stomping ground for the purge in a minute, because people are going to revolt against this shit. All right. Now, this is the one that stood out: to restore the death penalty, right? Which, let's look this up. Capital punishment in the United States. Capital punishment. 1974. 2023 is 112 countries have completely abolished capital punishment for all crimes. It says scores may have it in their laws but do not implement it. Some states will give you the death penalty, like Mississippi, Tennessee, Missouri, Indiana give you the death penalty, man. You know what I'm saying? If you a Jake, you coming in with some cocaine, and you know people overdose off your product, they'll give Jake the death penalty, man. Okay, and this is the type of spirit that Nero was coming in. Remember, he said drug dealers need the death penalty. He said that in his first term. All right, so you Jakes out there that's into dealing dope and selling drugs, man, and people are actually ODing off your product, they catch you, hey, they may just give you the needle, bro. You may serve 35 years and then they give you the needle, because that's the type of devil that Trump really is, man. He don't really like Jake. You see? So let's go to the book of Acts 12:1, because this is going into Herod. You had a lot of Herodians, right? But it says here, Peter's arrest and deliverance. But peep this, it says, now about that time, because this was around the time of the Passover. It says, about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. So he put in to death, man. And it wasn't uncommon for Caesars or Caesars to put Jakes to death, man. People that believed in the scriptures. Just like Nero, when he burned down a particular temple in Rome, and then he blamed it on the Israelites. Therefore, persecution came down on our people. You see? Just like now, they was trying to somehow, some way, blame migrants for ablazing some of the fires out there in Palisades, man, which that was easily debunked, you know, even though they was trying to go for that. But you see what's happening. They're going to attribute all these massacres and all these things to you people, man. Okay, not only Jake, to you average U.S. citizens, too. Because you got the liking of this chick, Candace Owens, which Candace Owens, hey, she has some fucking nerve, man. You know, just a couple years ago, she hated niggas. Now, all of a sudden, now she's all pro-Trump and this and this and that. And she was getting on this guy, Don Lemon, for being a homosexual. But he mentioned, he was like, but I thought in the Bible you're not supposed to marry out your race. And he cut her ass. And she tried to come back and say, oh, well, I don't know. I didn't see that in the Bible. Bitch, you know you ain't supposed to be marrying a fucking heathen, man. And you know about us, Candace, so you don't even act stupid. And I may just have to do a lesson and tag your ass in it just to prove that you are completely out of pocket, okay? Because you are completely out of order for allowing that Edomite scum to put another baby inside you. And then you went publicly on your show and said you're pregnant with a fucking boy by a fucking Jew. And you got the right to try to come on there and try to talk about you a God-believing Christian. If you was a so-called a Christian, which you technically are because you're an Israelite, but if you was so-called a woman of the Most High, you would have not dealing with that rat fucking scum you call a husband, because he's a scum, man. And that's the only reason why you have immunity to say what you say, because you deal with a fucking Amalekite, man. All right. So don't come over here with all that bullshit. The Lord's gonna judge your ass too. And they're using hoes like that to get us off the streets, because see what you people don't understand, and what you stupid Israelites don't understand, that there's a silent war against us. They're not gonna push us to the forefront just yet, because for the simple fact they don't want this truth getting out more than what it was. Okay, they ain't gonna come out and directly say, oh, yeah, well, we gotta interview these Hebrew Israelites because they got the truth. They know it. This is why they set up niggas like Mel Gibson. What's this guy's name? Was it Glenn Beck and the Redacted, them clowns? Even though I do watch this show, they be putting out some information, but they're a bunch of biased clowns, man. Okay, what's this other nigga's name? The one that went down to the Tucker Carlson. All these men that have so-called talking points against the occult or the cabal. They put these people to the forefront to generate a divisiveness between the people. So people get so fed up with it and say, you know what, this content is destroying people's minds. They're conspiracy theorists. We need to get this type of content offline. And therefore, they can just get us all in one swoop. Okay? It's a bait trick. It's click and bait. Not a clickbait, but it's basically it's bait and switch, so to speak. They use a decoy to get what they really want, and the target is us. They don't give a fuck about no goddamn Candace Owens and none of that stuff, man. All right, because at the end of the day, she's bought and paid for. That's why she's saying what she's saying. But it says here, he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword, and because he saw that it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread. But when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. All right. So you had Jake in tandem with the Romans to lock our ass up. Okay. When you go into that word Easter, it goes into Pesach, which is the Passover. Okay. The disciples or the apostles wasn't out there in the green field catching bunnies and putting fucking glitter on eggs, man. That's not what that's talking about. For all you stupid Christians out there. The resurrection of the Messiah got to do with a goddamn bunny rabbit, man. All right. Anyway, capital punishment. It says the United States capital punishment, also known as the death penalty, is legal penalty in 27 states, of whom Oregon and Wyoming do not currently hold death row inmates in jail. It says throughout the capital or the country at the federal level in American Samoa, it is also a legal penalty for some military offenses. It says capital punishment has been abolished in 23 states and in the federal capital, Washington, D.C. But it says it is usually applied for only when the most serious crimes, such as aggregated or aggravated murder. Although it is a legal penalty in 27 states, 20 of them have authority to execute death sentences, with the other 7, as well as the federal government and military, subject to moratoriums, man. All right. And when you look up a moratorium, it says it is a delay or suspension of an activity or a law. It says in a legal context, it may refer to the temporary suspension of a law to allow a legal challenge to be carried out. OK, so they can dispute it. But Trump said he wants to bring that shit back. What you think he's talking about? Death penalty, guillotines. Hey, it's all coming to fruition, man. And this is why we told you Revelation 12. Matter of fact, Revelation 13. And I'm going to start at verses 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right. And you go into the Athens lawgiver by the name of Draco. He was an Athenian lawgiver that pretty much penalized people to the farthest extent of the law for the most minute crimes, smallest crimes. But yet he'll give your ass the death penalty, man. All right, for jaywalking or for jumping up and down in the street or for looking at an authority wrong. You'll get 30 fucking, you'll get your head cut off or you'll get tortured. You see what I'm saying? So it's not uncommon for Esau Edom to reinstate this this type of ordeal. Like I was watching a video. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. When it was one guy talking about making America great again, he was talking about when America was white. Okay, make America great again. And their mindset is making America white. You know, back during the time of Jim Crow, Negroes was being water hosed and beat down by the cops, man. Hey, this is their definition of making America great, man. All right, for you jakes out there. And Esau has been real proud lately, man, because they really believe that this dude, Trump, is going to make their society what it was. Like I was going to fill up my tires yesterday because it was so damn cold out yesterday, and the lady, she was like in a work truck, whatever, and I gave her ample amount of space to bag out and all this other shit. I mean, I wouldn't even know where. Okay, here we go.
Great again.
If so,
Yeah, I wasn't nowhere near the lady. Like, I literally gave her 15 feet. She had room to pull out and turn around. She could have did a donut in the parking lot. That's how much room I gave her. But as she was pulling out, and I started to creep forward a little bit, because sometimes somebody will rush in and take your place. I was making sure nobody got my spot. This old Edith Bunker looking bitch looked at me and gave me a look and kind of waved me off. Like, hold on, I'm gonna go. I'm like, bitch, you got fucking 100 feet. Like, I ain't nowhere near you. But see, that type of spirit is coming back in the earth, man. You see? Because Esau Edom, man, hey, for the last couple of years, they've been feeling low. Okay, Esau wasn't able to talk his shit like he was, man. He's been totally docile. But now these devils, man, they ride up behind you with their pickup trucks, man. They'll blow smoke on you. So, hey, you Jakes, man, you better keep a head on. You better keep your head on the swivel, man, and watch out who you deal with. Because, hey, Esau is really back into that spirit of unaliving you Jakes, man. Okay? But, yeah, this was the video. It says Satan versus Satan. Edomite spills beans on what MAGA really means. Make America great again is when they're able to put you devils and put you Jakes in the spirit world. All right? Isaiah 19, and I'm going to start at verses 4, and it says, "And the Egyptians I will give over into the hands of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, says the Lord of hosts," right? And that's the point. It says a cruel Lord. Could Donald Trump be that cruel Lord? From what it's looking like, it's a very possibility, man. All right, because like we said, man, those executive orders and bringing back the death penalty and the mass deportation, hey, that ain't gonna come without its issues. All right. So anyway, this is just a quick lesson, nothing too long, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you were edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.
Hi, all, Brian.
all right, come on, man. Come on, man. We're not going to start a conversation by you saying that. I mean, obviously your name's not Adolf. You want to start off by making a statement like that. There's nothing funny about the Holocaust, so if you want to have a conversation with me, I'm happy to do so, but we're not going to start a conversation like that. Come on, man.
Okay. Well, let's see. I think his cabinet position members are going to be fantastic for what they're going to do. And when we make America great again, I will be one of the first ones commenting and applauding it.
Okay, what are you going to applaud? What do you want him to do? You think deporting 20 million people in this country is good for America? Separating families is good for America?
Make America great again.
So you think
America great again.
And what does Make America Great Again mean for you, Adolf, if that's your name? What does Make America Great Again mean to you?
Well, it's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it?
Well, it isn't. Why don't you tell me? I want you to explain it to me. I want to pick your brain.
We're going to bring back how America used to be. We are going to bring back white supremacy. We're going to bring back white order.
You want to bring back You want to bring back white supremacy? Is that what you just said?
She never left.
Did I hear you right?
Absolutely.
So Make America, thank you for being honest. So Make America Great Again to you means bringing back white supremacy.
We're going to bring it back, and we're going to make this country great again like it used to be.
If you don't mind me asking you, Adolf, is that why you voted for Donald Trump? Because you want to bring back white supremacy? Is that one of the reasons why you voted for Donald Trump?
Hell yeah.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. So you want to make America white. So that was my question. Make America great again. Does it mean make America white again?
Absolutely.
It does.
Why would we not want to have our country be how it used to be when it was great, when we were back in control?
So do you think it was great when black people were owned as slaves and women couldn't vote? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I'm not going back that far. I wasn't around, but, in my earlier years, it was great.
Why was it great? What was different in your I don't know how old you are, sir, but what was great in your earlier years, besides the claiming that you support white supremacy, which is bigoted and racist in nature, which I find very troubling but not shocking? What back in your earlier days was so great that's changed now for the worse? Can you explain that to me?
We had whites with the jobs. We had whites being able to support their family.
Well, how
We
can
had
whites aren't able to support their family now?
Yes. Well, no, 'cause a lot of them black people took our jobs.
Were you just about ready to use the N-word on this show?
The Mexicans are coming over here and they're taking jobs, and quite frankly, there's a lot of my fellow whites that can't get jobs or work, support their family.
I want to ask you another question, and I mean this in a serious question. Are you a member of like the Proud Boys or the Klan? Please be honest with me. Are you a member of a right-wing white fringe group?
I know people and I hang out with the people.
Okay,
and
so did any?
With them.
Okay, that
I'm
was my
not
fair enough. So I want to ask you. There's a reason why I asked that. I hear you.
I've been to different things, and
Okay, fine.
You know,
I don't know what.
free.
Okay, you know a lot of white supremacists. I get it. So now here's my next question. Here's my next question.
What they preach. We're preaching good things.
Okay, I'm sure you are. Here's the next question.
I'm not. They are, and I'm following along. I think it's great.
Any of your white supremacist friends, any of them, not vote for Donald Trump?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware of. Got you. So all of your, no, hold on.
Are you going to let me talk?
Go ahead. Go ahead, white supremacist. Go ahead.
Yes. As far as I know, we all did. We got our wives and our girlfriends to do it as well. And quite frankly, if you look what happened, we got the majority of the popular vote. And why is that? Because we're bringing back, America. We're making it great again.
If somebody characterized you as a proud bigot, would you agree with that?
Well, I guess it would depend on who. No, you know what? Actually, I'm okay with that.
You're okay with being. You're okay with.
Big.
Okay.
And I'm